Hello, beautiful, and welcome to Inside the Dollhouse, the space where healing meets high standards, where real talk reigns. We prep the mind just as fiercely as we prep the body. I'm your host, Nostra Piana, licensed nurse, healing alchemist, and your favorite straight shooter with a soft heart and a big vision. I wanted to start with this quote. I found it on Instagram this week, and I thought it was quite fitting for this episode. It goes like this. She spent the first half of her life becoming who she needed to be. Now she's unraveling it all to become who she was born to be. That's not a midlife crisis, it's her rebirth. And that's exactly what this episode is about. Not surgery, not just snatching your waist or shaping your silhouette, but the rebirth of you, the emotional prep, the mindset shift, the deep reflection that makes your transformation real. Because here's the truth. Before the body changes, the mind has to be ready, or it doesn't even make sense. Be ready to receive, be ready to release, and ready to rise. That's what the body needs before surgery. So if you're on your surgery journey or even just thinking about it, this conversation is your safe space. Come on in, grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and get comfy. Let's talk about the work beneath the glow up, because we don't do blind transformations here. We only do conscious, intentional ones. So let's get into it. The real recovery starts here. And this is funny because the day I realized mindset mattered more than Percocet, I was standing over a client's bed. She had just had Lipo 360 BBL. She had on her faja. She was lying there. She was gorgeous, sculpted. Everything on the outside was perfect, snatched to the gods. But she was spiraling. Anxious, regretful, crying, literally losing it, couldn't breathe. She was having a complete panic attack. She was comparing herself to some girl online who snapped back in 4 days, and she was literally 48 hours out of surgery. She had a full-blown panic attack, and her boyfriend had never seen her like that, so he called 911. I didn't even know he called 911. All I hear is a knock at the door, and the emergency team arrives. They checked her blood pressure, did an EKG, checked her sugar. They realized there was nothing going on. There was no medical reason to admit her. So they decided not to transport her. Once they cleared her, I was there for an IV infusion. So we finished our IV session. Then I guided her through some deep breathing, and her partner, actually. We both had to, we all had to freaking figure it out. So we did some deep breathing. We did some grounding meditation to help bring her back to center. There's something about after you have surgery or have a Lipo 360 and you have on the faja, the swelling, it's hard to breathe, especially if it's too tight. So this lack of being able to breathe is scary, And if you've never been here before, if you don't know better, then you can spiral and really it gets out of control. But nobody's saying this, nobody's saying, hey, sis, you might need to prep harder, like mentally prep harder than you pack your hospital bag. These are things that we need to know in order to prepare. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. This is in everything: surgery, test taking, life, all the things. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Nobody is reminding you that what's inside of you doesn't get lipoed during the actual surgery, right? It stays there. So you better properly prepare before you go under the knife, or else your outcomes could range from anywhere on the spectrum. Your mindset, your emotions and energy deserves just as much care as the planning of the surgery, the faja purchases, the supplies, the post-op care, the transportation, the flights, the surgeon, like all of that stuff. If you're chasing perfection, surgery won't fix that. But if what you're really after is peace, clarity, and confidence, that starts on the inside, because the scalpel cannot deliver what your spirit hasn't already begun to believe. That mirror won't reflect peace until you've made peace within. So this episode is your mindset check-in. No pressure, no judgment, just real talk and a whole lot of love. You may hear me say some things that don't feel so good. However, just know it's coming from my heart, and it is to be used as a helpful tool so that you can make good choices and be in the best position for your surgery. Today, we're going to be diving into the mindset myths nobody talks about, like post-op depression and emotional stress, the 3 shifts that change how you experience surgery, and the quiet, unspoken moments like loneliness, regret, and unexpected emotions that can make or break your recovery. So if you're in the countdown or just considering going under the knife, if your surgery date is around the corner, or you are just scrolling on Instagram and saw a BBL and a flat tummy and you're like, sis, where'd you get that from? Because I need one of those. This one is for you. Let's get into it. All right, let's start with a little myth busting. There's an idea floating around that once the surgery is done, the glow up is automatic. That somehow the pain, the insecurity, the doubt, it all dissolves under anesthesia. Nah, that's not how it works. It really doesn't. Here's myth number 1. Surgery will fix how I feel about myself. Let's get into that. Surgery might transform your body, but it won't erase the years you've spent shrinking, comparing, or carrying the weight of silent criticism. We've all been there. That healing starts within. And here's something I really need you to hear. For some dolls, this is the first time they've seen a doctor in years. I'm going to say that one more time. For some dolls, plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery is the first time they've seen a doctor in years. Like no primary, no GYN, not a checkup, no blood work, not even a physical. And now they're getting cleared for major surgery. And others, they're doing this in complete silence, not telling their friends, no family, just hiding it, making all the plans, can't even share the excitement of this transformation with anybody because they're pushing through the anxiety, the pain, the recovery alone. Sis, that's heavy, and that's way too much to carry without support. Setting yourself up for success before surgery also includes eliminating and decreasing, hopefully you can eliminate the stress, but certainly decreasing the amount of stress on the body because of the actual stress and trauma that's going to occur on surgery day. That's way too much to carry without support. You're really not giving yourself the best chance. Now, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with surgery. There's nothing wrong with wanting to enhance or evolve how you show up in this world. But you also deserve to feel safe at expressing yourself. You deserve softness. You deserve support. You deserve a space to fully process this journey and not be buried in shame, which so many women are, and it's because of their family or their friends. They just don't show up for them in the way they thought they would, you know? Doing it for you should never mean hiding from you. Like, this is for you. You should be able to enjoy the journey. Look in the mirror and be excited for what's coming. Here's myth number 2. If I look better, I'll finally feel better. No. Sis, I love you enough to say this with my chest. You've got to get to the root. You've got to get to the root cause of why we're here. If you're walking into surgery thinking it'll fix how you feel on the inside, that lingering self-doubt, that body shame you've been carrying, that silence that has been swallowing you whole, let me say this with love and truth. Surgery can't touch what's spiritual. It can't cut away the trauma. It can't suction out the abandonment. And you damn sure can't stitch up the lack of self-worth. This isn't about calling you out. It's about calling you back to you. So before you buy that flight, before you buy that phone, or book your post-op care, ask yourself, am I doing this to enhance the love that I already have for myself? Or am I trying to finally earn it? If it's the latter, if you're finally trying to earn this love for yourself, it's okay. This is your opportunity to start healing both. How about that? This is an opportunity for you to actually turn inward and start to heal what's been going on inside, so that as soon as you finish surgery and you start to recover and you start to really embrace this new body, everything matches. The beauty on the inside matches the beauty on the outside. They need to be balanced in line. We can't be playing catch up. Once the surgery is here, it's very difficult to transition that mindset and that mental spirituality, how you feel on the inside, because of the incisions, the swelling, the bruising. The visuals are tricky. So to properly prepare on the inside first allows you to accept the recovery that much better, with grace, with support for yourself. Myth number 3. Once I heal physically, I'll be whole emotionally. Here we go again. Truth is, physical healing and emotional healing don't run on the same clock. You can be snatched and still feeling scattered. You can be out of compression, but still emotionally compressed by your old wounds and new doubts. Did the surgery go well? Am I going to get the results that I paid for? Am I going to get infection? Am I going to have low hemoglobin and have to get a blood transfusion like some of the dolls I see in these groups? There's so many things that you need to prepare that really nobody warns you about. You got to give yourself permission to heal at every level, not just the surface, because this journey isn't just about transformation. It's about integration. Integration of mind, body, and soul. Now we're going to talk about some mindset shifts to make before surgery. All right, now that we've ripped the filter off some of these mindset myths, let's talk about what you can do to get your mind right before your body changes. Because here's the truth. Healing starts in your mind, not your meds. The Percocet is going to help with pain. The antibiotics are going to help with infection, preventing infection, right? You have, some people have Lovenox, which is an injection that helps with blood thinning, right? So you don't clot, throw a blood clot. We have the Zofran, that's an anti-nausea medication that helps to make sure that you do not feel too nauseated. It helps to kind of calm that system down so that you don't feel like you have to throw up, because anesthesia does have that effect on you. If you want this glow up to stick, you got to prep deeper than the skin. If you want this BBL, Lipo 360, best breast aug, rhinoplasty, arm lipo, chin lipo, if you want it to stick, you have to prepare first what's on the inside. Say this with me. I am worthy. I am whole. I am beautiful. With or without surgery. Let's say it one more time. I am worthy. I am whole. I am beautiful. With or without surgery. This is facts, and I need you to understand that. Surgery is all well and good, but let's prepare on the inside so that you are worthy, you are whole, and you are beautiful with your surgery. Too many dolls are waiting for the surgery to validate them, as if the surgeon's approval somehow means you're finally enough. Like, let's be real. That's not how it goes. You don't need a scalpel to feel sacred. You don't need clearance to feel confident. Affirm yourself out loud daily before that first blood draw, before your pre-op, before you even step foot into the clinic. Before you even call the surgeon to schedule, let's be real. And if you don't know where to start, grab Thrive, Heal, Glow. I put those affirmations in there for a reason. That was a shameless plug. You should definitely visit the Dollhouse HQ and check it out. There's a couple of books there that you can look through, see which works for you, but that provide exceptional support for anywhere in your journey. The question, what are you getting done? That's easy. But why are you doing it? Is it for you? Or are you chasing someone else's idea of beautiful? A trend? A comment? Dare I say a man? I've seen it way too many times where dolls get surgery, get all dolled up, and the man leaves. I mean, I've seen it way too many times. Do this for yourself. Look in the mirror. If you don't like what you see, let's work on the inside, and then we can do a little nip, tuck, snip, snip. However, do not do this for a man like this, or any partner or a woman. Whatever, don't do it for anybody else but you. Have you ever heard of a comment or somebody tell you a comment like, you'd be perfect if you had a flat tummy, or if you did more squats and got a, your butt a little enhanced, or you got a breastlet? You'd be perfect if you loved yourself. If you became so madly in love with who you are right now, you'd be perfect. It's hard to let go of those moments, which is why a lot of dolls end up in the surgery trajectory, the surgery journey, right? It's important that you process those comments, process those things, and realize that they're projections. They have nothing to do with you. But it is a light bulb that goes off that should allow you the moment to really reflect and see what's going on. If that made me feel this way, why did that make me feel this way? I am enough. I'm worthy. I'm beautiful. I'm whole, right? Let me be clear. Doing it for you is so powerful. Doing it for approval, that's a recipe for regret. If you're doing it for you, you come out of surgery, you know your why, right? Your why is what grounds you because you have a conviction for this process, a conviction on why you've gone down this road, a conviction for why surgery was going to be beneficial for you. And nobody can shake that. Nobody can minimize your why if you've established that prior to surgery. Because when you're bloated, bruised, and can't sit down without crying, that why is what keeps you focused and grounded. It's so easy to get caught up in the aesthetics, the Pinterest boards, the side profiles, the vixen waist, but sis, can you see your healed self? The version of you that sets boundaries, that drinks water, that doesn't need validation, and moves and lives in this world with purpose? Because that's the real goal. Not just the hips, not just the curves, but the confidence that doesn't come from a doctor's hands. It comes from your daily decisions. Start seeing her now. Speak like her. Think like her. Move like her. Your new body will show up? Sure. But don't forget your energy gets there first. You don't just want a transformation. You want alignment. And that starts with your mindset. All right. Now we're going to talk about what doesn't make the highlight reel. You ready? Because I am. Because this part's not cute. Not filtered, not trending, but it is real, and you deserve to know. Now, just to be transparent, I haven't had surgery myself, but I have had the honor of helping hundreds of women through their healing process. I've stood bedside. I've seen the setbacks, the breakthroughs, and everything in between. So what I'm sharing isn't theory, it's lived experience through the eyes of care and love and deep understanding. Because, baby, this journey is not for the faint of heart. I know I shared 3 things I wish I knew before stepping into the recovery world on our previous episode. But between that time and this time, I've actually got 6 more that are too important not to say. Real talk, everyone in scrubs and a smile isn't qualified to care for you. Some of them are barely qualified to make your smoothie, let alone monitor your vitals. That was the first truth from our last episode. So these next truths, they're here to protect your peace, your body, and your spirit. Let's get into it. Number 1, recovery can feel ugly, not just physically or emotionally. You'll be swollen, you'll be sore, you might cry and not even know why. You might look in the mirror and not love what you see right away. Most of the time, that is the actual truth, and that's normal. Your healing is never linear. It's different for everybody. Number 2, you may feel regret and shame and fear. Even if you planned this for months, even if it was your choice, there's a moment, usually a few days in, when you're lying there thinking, did I mess up? I should have just went to the gym. What the hell did I do to my body? Oh my God. What the hell is going on? Why did I do this? That's the anesthesia talking. The trauma, the detox, the expectation hangover. You're not broken. You're just in the thick of it. And that's when you need the support the most. So don't do this alone. Make sure you have somebody, post-op care provider, post-op nurse, somebody who is willing to be there and support you that you can trust. Number 3, people will not always show up the way you imagined. You thought your bestie would check in? Hey girl, how you doing? How's the surgery? You feeling good? How's your pain? Nope. Crickets. Ghosted. The partner that said they'd help suddenly is too busy. You send in text messages, they leaving you on read. Even your mom might say something slick that shakes your whole spirit. I don't know why you did that and didn't tell me, and you already know how the moms stay. Listen, I've seen it too many times. So plan to support yourself first. Have a team in place, your post-op nurse, your meals, your IVs, your mirror work, your journal. You should have the journal before you even start surgery. So make sure you bring that with you. Because sometimes you've all you got, and that has to be enough. But now, guess what? You've also got me in this beautiful community inside the dollhouse. That's very important. Check us out. We'll be there for you. Number 4, surgery can trigger old wounds. For some dolls, the physical healing brings up buried emotional pain from childhood, body shame from childhood, trauma from relationships, abandonment wounds. And that's when it hits. This was never just about the body. This was about control, validation, safety, feeling seen. Surgery doesn't solve these things, but it can surface them. That it damn sure can do. It can definitely surface them. And that's your opportunity to stop running, to stop hiding, to finally face the inner healing you've been putting on. Let's process the inner healing before you have to process the outer healing and the inner healing at the same time. Just a pro tip. Number 5, nobody tells you how loud the silence is when you're healing alone. Those quiet moments post-op when the room is still, but your mind is racing. That's when the real thoughts hit. That's when your healing becomes not just physical, but personal. And you'll need more than a faja to hold that shit together. Like, literally. Finally, number 6, I wish someone told me that the real work starts after the stitches. That what you pack emotionally matters more than what's in your suitcase. That recovery isn't about the bouncing back. It's about moving forward slowly and intentionally. I want you to listen and engage in this podcast because this information will allow you the opportunity to move forward with intention, prioritizing your mindset and your body and your recovery. So let's take a deep breath. If you're in this moment, just know you are not weak for struggling. You are not broken because it's hard. You're just human and healing and worthy of gentleness and grace. You don't have to do this alone. That's why I created Inside the Dollhouse, because healing deserves a community too. If you've made it this far, I want you to pause and give yourself some love. Like, for real. I want you to put your hand on your heart and take another deep breath with me. You're not just preparing for surgery. You're preparing for transformation. And it takes courage to look at the inner work, not just the outer results. So before the body changes, before you check into that surgery center, check in with yourself. Ask these questions. Am I doing this for me? Do I feel seen and supported? Have I started to heal the parts of me that no one sees? Because that's where the real glow up starts. Not in your body, but in your beliefs that you are beautiful, that you are whole, that you are worthy. And if this episode hits something in your spirit, I want you to know that you are not alone. Dollhouse HQ was created just for this, for the in-between moments, the I'm scared, but I'm doing it anyway moments, the why does no one talk about this season. We're here to help you prep smarter, recover better, and damn sure glow harder. With tools, with truth, with love. If this resonated, here's what I want you to do. Share this episode with a surgery sis who's in that planning or hiding stage. Let her know she doesn't have to do this in silence. Head to the Dollhouse HQ, that's thedollhousehq.com. Subscribe to the Inside the Dollhouse blog. Also, while you're there, go ahead and check out From Start to Stunning. It's my essential guide to a successful cosmetic surgery journey. If you want those affirmations I spoke about earlier, grab Thrive, Heal, Glow. That's mindset fuel, literally. There's several affirmations in there from before surgery, the morning of surgery, after surgery to help you with the recovery. Also, I want you to comment below. Let me know your biggest takeaway from today's episode. I want to hear from you. This is how we're going to make sure that we give you the information and get the information to you that you need in this time. So don't forget to comment. And then our next week episode, oh girl, it's a must listen. It's called The Real Tea They Don't Spill Before Surgery. We're getting into the real, why that snapback you see online is a filtered fantasy, the regret that creeps in even when you thought you were ready, how your emotions will surprise you more than the pain meds ever could, and what to do when people you counted on ghost you. Why your surgery may change more than your body. It might shift your entire energy. This is just not post-op advice, it's survival. It's a survival guide they should have handed you at your pre-op, actually. It's honest, it's healing, and it might just change the way you show up for yourself. So until next time, take care of your mind like you take care of your money. Protect your peace like you protect your purse, because both are valuable investments. And don't just glow, thrive, heal, and glow. See you next time on Inside the Dollhouse.